This is my Road to Rank 1 series, where I take a brand new account and bring it all the way to Rank 1 in the world. Last season, I was able to make it all the way to Rank 4 in the world, but I couldn't get to Rank 1. So I'm going to be trying one more time this season to get all the way to Rank 1 in the world. Hope you enjoy.
Okay, so I'm playing in the first position. Where would I go in the first position here? I think the 5-8-10 makes a lot of sense. Just strong ore wheat in general. I think 5-9-10 is also pretty good since you're on the solo ore. You also get strong sheep. The brick's not bad either. But the question is, like, if I take this, what's going to be my outs? And will I be locked at a wheat? Since I think someone goes here and here for sure. Could always take this too, the 8-3-10. But that way, it's always a little awkward to take a spot like the 8-3-10. Because the sheep's is kind of rare on this board, right? You go 8-4-10, like this can get locked up pretty quickly. I mean, how often do you get actually locked at a wheat? I don't know. What do I think will be available for me on the way back? Maybe there's a chance that 2-9-10 or 9-10-11 will be open, but I doubt it. I think someone takes 9-10-11. If someone takes 2-9-10, the 4-9-11 will be open. That means the 3-9-11 will also be open. I think 5-9-10 point downwards honestly isn't bad. Yeah, I think 5-9-10 point down is pretty decent, and 5-8-10 also is pretty decent. I think I'm going to take the 5-9-10 because I like the idea of the ore by itself, of like the corner ore, and you don't really get harassed that much. And I'm going to put my road downwards to the sheep port. It's a little bit dangerous to do this though. I could always put my road left just to go road settle. Because if I go here, there's a chance that the 5-6-11 will plow me all the way through. How much utility will I get from the sheep port? I don't know how much really. I think this is slightly safer. But the problem with pointing the road left is that I almost allow the 5-6-11 player to match with like some type of wood and then build all the way here. I'm not sure how much I actually like that. And by going here, I'm basically conceding the fact that I'm going to be getting like no ports. That's the problem with the 5-9-10 here, is that you don't really get any ports to go with it. So I'm a little bit concerned about that pick. But the good news with the 5-9-10 is that it's relatively hard to block me, but I also don't like not taking the 5-8-10 here. That's a little tough. So I think, yeah, second position gets this spot for sure, the 5-8-10, or maybe they take the 8-3-10. I think it makes sense for them to take something like this. And also, a surprising pick to me is, okay, 5-6-11. A surprising pick to me is the 3-6-9 is actually pretty strong, because this is also a relatively brick-heavy board. So I think, yeah, I think third position probably takes the 5-8-10 here. And I can see 5-8-10, like plus 6-3-11, that's like the goated setup. That's pretty strong. I'm hoping that third position takes this, because if you just leave, if you take, okay, good. And so I didn't want fourth position to get this plus this. That's a little too strong and unblockable. Now it's fourth position. I think I could see fourth position doing some type of wood brick setup with the 6-9-3. This is pretty strong. Yeah, 6-9-3 matching up with the 8-4-10. It's a normal road setup with the port. Yeah, it's a pretty classic road setup. What's interesting also is that, 2-9-10 might be open, depending if someone decides to take 4-9-11, point right, or someone decides to take 9-10-11. Is there any other ideas besides the 4-8-10 and 6-9-3? Let's see. If someone really wanted to do ore wheat sheep, you could do like a 8-4-3, 6-3-11, but that's pretty awful. I think in this spot, you have to take the 6-3-9. I think the wood is just too strong on this board. I think it's some type of 6-9-3, 8-4-10. Or if you want to try to get cute with it, you can try to do something like 6-9-2 plus 8-4-10, or 8-4-3 maybe. Yes, yeah, 8-4-3 plus 6-9-2. And then this way you can build to the 6-3, build to the brick port. But I just think that's a little too inconsistent. I don't think it's strong enough. I think 8-4-10, 6-9-3 just makes a lot of sense overall. It's just a very classic setup. You go to the brick port, go to the, yep, okay, cool. And then do 6-9-3, point upwards or right. Both are fine. But I guess you can also take the 8-4-10 plus something like the 9-10-11 to play an ore wheat sheep position using the brick port. That's not a bad idea either. But I think you should just take the strong wood brick in this spot because the wood has a lot of inherent value. And if you're a good trader, yeah, exactly, then you should be able to leverage the brick or leverage the wood. So now it's Orange's turn, and he probably gets the 6-3-11, which puts him in a very strong position. Yeah, this is a very strong position for Orange here. Yeah, and then Blue will probably get the 8-4-3, and I'm left with the 4-9-11, or I can simply take something like the 9-10-11. So do I want to lock the board, or do I not want to lock the board? And I think if I take the 4-9-11, the problem is I'm super overloaded on brick, but it does allow me to expand to the 3-10-11. But if I take the 9-10-11, it's just a lot more stable. The coordinated 9s, had a bit of wood to start with the brick and everything. But the problem with the 9-4-11 is, or 9-10-11 for me, is the fact that I don't really have that many good ports. And if you look at my game, I'm relying on the 9-10-11-5, and that's pretty much it. And when I'm competing against Orange here with a double or double wheat strong sheep, well, it's a little bit hard to beat in terms of longest road. So I wonder also if the 5-9-10 pick was even right. I guess I could take 5-8-10, but I don't think I'd be left with very many good options on the way back as a problem. Another thought is maybe I could have taken the 6-9-3 as first position, which seems a little bit weird, but the idea behind it is you just want the wood to get strong trading value against all the brick on the board. But I think that taking ore, if possible, is pretty important. So yeah, let's see where blue decides to go. I think it's 8-4-3. I'm hoping that blue would also do something like, point left to beat him to the 4-11. Maybe he's thinking about that. And also, I'm noticing that it's really hard to block black in general. Like, where am I going to block black? Maybe on the 6 wood? Okay, cool. He does point left. The good news about pointing left against blue is that I could try to get cute, right? If this was an in-person game, you can say, I'll take this. I'll give up my free road if you can give me, like a bunch of other stuff in return. But I think that's a little too much almost. I've got to make this decision of, do I do 2, 9, 10 point left? Do I take 9, 10, 11? Or do I take the 4, 9, 11 point right and almost race against black to the 2, 9, 10? Since I think the problem is I think I do lose this race to 2, 9, 10 and black also becomes very strong. So that's the problem. And getting that starting ore is also pretty good. But this gives me like more unique numbers. It gets me more brick, which is a good or bad thing. I think I have to take this and I have to sell the wood brick here. Potentially. I need to sell the brick. And I'm actually going to be robbing black early just because they have the wood and we're racing for the 2, 9, 10. Unfortunately, I think I have to do this, which makes black like road settle to the 2, 9, 10. They have this idea and they have this idea. So black's actually doing pretty good here. Yeah, this setup doesn't look that strong, but it actually is very strong. I'm a little bit concerned. Orange's setup is just traditionally strong. My setup, I think, is actually quite weak, unfortunately. Another idea is I could always plow all the way here, but it seems a little bit hard to do. I think I have to take the 4, 9, 11. I really want to take the 9, 10, 11, just lock up the center of the board, but I think something like this, point right to settle here, is pretty good. I think that's just pretty strong overall. Yeah, I think this is just the best move. Ooh, let's see. 12 rules, and do I ever trade my brick away? Let's see if I can try to trade the brick away for this or an ore. And I'm just trying to be proactive about trading the bricks. Okay, I mean, I thought orange started with the wood. I'm surprised he doesn't want the brick here. But, it's all good. No worries. The 8 rolls, that's kind of unfortunate because now orange can buy the brick off both me and black. And if orange offers like a sheep ore, right, for a brick, I think that's probably going to go through. And I want to try to get the brick trade earlier. A little bit surprising to me. Like, yeah, I mean, now orange is now can sell the brick for sure. It's going to sell pretty quickly. I'll take this, just so black doesn't take it. There we go. So it looks a little bit weird for me to take this trade, but I also didn't want, I just didn't want this trade to go. I could have been more greedy about it, definitely. I could have been a lot more greedy about it. Actually, in hindsight, that was probably a little too loose. I need to sell the brick for like ore and wood in that spot, or ore and sheep, or ore plus any 2 cards. The problem, though, with any 2 cards is this. The problem with any 2 cards that I think black might say yes to that trade, but maybe not because black has 2 wood in their hand in that spot. So overall, a little bit loose of a trade. I mean, with the new trading system, it makes it so you can snipe trades a lot easier. And that's why I tend to try to play a little bit looser. But I think that was a little too loose, too generous of a trade. In this spot, as 5 cards, there's not much I can do. I just pass, really. So now I'm just looking for any type of 10 roll, and I can road settle here. So brick for wheat. I don't think there's any point for me to do this. Brick for sheep, I'll also take. If black's saying yes to that, I'll say yes to this for sure. Okay, decides not to do it instead. Black's reminding that I traded him the spot here, which I did. So 6 rolls. That means there's another brick or another sheep on the board. So in this spot, it's a little scary since I might actually be able to get plowed here. So basically, this is where black gets really scared. Black wants to drop a defensive road here now, or they want to try to plow me through. That's pretty bad too. That's awful. That's really awful. That basically guarantees me to be in pretty miserable shape. But what I can do as a response to that is I can now replow black all the way here. But it's pretty ugly because this is really slow for me. Yeah, that's the reason I should have dropped the road last turn. But what can you do? I think the only move I can respond back to is I have to plow black all the way through. So it's a little bit weird of a plowing fest, but I mean, that's my only move. So I'm going to offer up my wheat here for a non-block. Hopefully, it should be in like the 6 wood, something like that, or 10 ore. Yeah, that's fine with me. Yeah, a sheep's fine with me. Okay. But yeah, obviously losing both of these spots is pretty devastating for me. Okay. So 8 rolls here. Yeah, I would need a lot more cards from black here. I mean, I'd willing to trade this for like 2 bricks and a wood or something like this. I need like 3 cards. I think black is a little too... It makes sense, but he doesn't want to trade 2 cards, which I don't blame him for not wanting to trade 3 cards. There we go. The 9s are starting to pay off a little bit. I think I see this game as a very much of an ore wheat sheep position, so with a slight potential for road. So there's a 5. Now he wants a sheep again, and now I can't even trade him the sheep. It's just too rare. A 5 card trade here. I mean, his hand is super boned. It gives me a city, I think I have to take a 5-card trade here. 5 for 1. I mean, that's pretty good, right? A 5 for 1, I have to take that. It's a little ugly, but I think it justifies him paying 5 cards. Yeah. I want to settle on the brick port for a good enough price. But see, I'm also willing to trade ore for this just so I can not 4-1 my brick as soon as I'm at a settle on the brick port. I mean, there should be 1 wood in Blue's hand, right? Okay, I mean, the other idea is I can simply 4-1 to settle here. That's not a bad move either. I could either 4-1 for a wood and settle, or I can 4-1 for an ore. The ore seems a little bit more, feels better. I think that's a little bit better. I'm actually not sure on that spot. You could 4-1 for a wood in that position. I really wouldn't blame someone to do that. Just because 4-1ing for the wood, what it does is, it gets you to another brick spot and allows you to start processing all that brick. But doing this, it makes me clog very quickly in terms of more brick. I also, with a single 11, I'm pretty happy. I might be getting jacked here. Let's see. So I'm going to offer this up just to not get robbed. I might get robbed here anyways. Let's see. Okay, well, he ends up stealing it from me anyways. The problem here is I don't think my opponents realize how strong black is in that position. Since I have a city, so it looks like I'm winning, but black has a lot of potential strength is the problem. So there's the 2 that rolls by a death card, a knight card. Cool. And in this position, I just hold, since I'm really looking to settle here, and the knight's pretty good. There we go. That's good. That's great for me. 11 rolled. He's got wood now. This guy's got even more wood. And orange is very happy with that brick that he stole. And now I think orange is set up to settle on their turn. So blue, what does blue do here? Blue needs to drop 2 roads to the 9 ore, but overall, they have a pretty tough time. It's winnable for sure. Actually, no, it's more than winnable. It's actually really doable, especially once they get here. But this is the critical move that they need to do. That 11 was a critical roll for blue. Now I'm going to be hunting for more bricks here. So this is when he wants a sheep for wheat. I think I'll take this. If black says yes, I also say yes. That's fine with me. Since it's a city for me, and I think black. This is a dev card for black. So black probably gets it through. Nicely done. So that's exactly what I was saying, was on last turn I was thinking about trading sheep for wheat to prevent this trade from happening, since I knew that this trade was going to happen, and it did happen. So this is when black probably buys a dev card. They're going to hunt for wheat. Okay, they're hunting for the city instead. Say no. I'm also going to say no to this. I'll do ore for brick maybe. That is the only trade I'll do. I can't trade both. He's not going to say yes to that 2 for 2 trade. I think in his spot, he just settles. Yep, nicely done to him. In this position, this is when I pre-type this and just ask for orange. And if he says no, that's fine. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and steal from black here, because black also has the brick that I want. It's a 1 and 3. Just got a sheep instead. That's fine. There we go. And now I can try to trade the sheep. What do I want to give to orange? I think a sheep for wheat makes a lot of sense. Okay, that's cool. I think I take this. And now I settle and I buy another dev card, and I'm very happy with this position. Is there any other moves I should be doing, such as considering buying a city? Let's try another one of these so I can buy a city and a settle. That's pretty greedy, really. Yeah, I mean, city settle is pretty strong. I can't deny that. Let's try to do both, actually. 2 sheep here is not bad at all. Yeah, let's do this. And it's a city and a settle, right? But this makes me public enemy number 1. So I'm not actually sure how strong of a move that is, but a city plus a settlement, I mean, it's hard to deny the strength of that move, right? But it does get me gang robbed, and this is a little bit weird pacing, but I think I have to take this. The problem with taking that trade is I simply could have not taken the trade and bought another dev card, which is also pretty good. But a city settle, I just have to take that, right? I know, I think this might be a little bit too ambitious, too quick. And so I think the table can do a lot to hunt me down. And what's going to happen here is I think black gets road long term. I have to do army battle against orange, and that's going to be pretty difficult. Okay, this trade actually should go through from black here. Yep, nicely done. And this is a settlement. So now both blues actually be doing pretty well now. So this is the problem, is that orange is in a strong position. I'm in a strong position. Both orange, me, and blue, we're all set up to basically do ore wheat sheep really well. And it's going to be hard to outcompete against my opponents. Ooh, okay, trading road for wheat sheep. I think this is that a city? No, it's a dev card, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, no way, I don't think you had the 3rd ore in hand. That makes black really strong here. Let's see if I can try to do something like this or something like this. I'm obviously looking for the dev card here. But I don't think, since that's the problem, my setup looks very scary. But I think my opponents have actually caught up to me. And now if you look at this position, blue's on double wheat, double ore, strong sheep, and now with a port. And so is orange. And now blacks actually have the 2 dev cards. So I'm a little bit concerned about the setup overall. And this is when blue starts to buy dev cards. Yeah. Maybe in that last turn, maybe the city wasn't right. But the city, just a double city plus settlement seems so strong. I'm hoping he's probably going to do the 9 and steal from me, which makes sense. I think it doesn't hurt to steal from black either. But I would understand orange stealing from me because it looks like I'm scary. But my hand's all brick. Do I say something here? I think he's just going to steal from me. And I almost want him to steal from me. Just because, okay, maybe I could have said something since it was the bot who stole from me. And if the bot always takes from me, since I'm at more points. Okay. buys another dev card. Yeah, this is the concerning part. Now, black goes ahead, plays a knight card, moves it to the 9, steals from me. This is unfortunate since he's going to take a brick here. Not the sheep, not the sheep. Okay, good. It's fine. But the unfortunate part is the fact that, like, by him taking the brick, it breaks my dev card, which really sucks. Tough game, really. Let's see. 8 rolls for me. Now, let's see if I can try to... Do I want to buy a dev card here, or do I want to buy settlement? Settlement on this spot doesn't seem like it does that much, really. I'm going to buy a dev card. The settlement just makes me look like I'm more scary. And getting 3 sheep at a time versus 2 doesn't kind of do it. Yeah, it doesn't really do much for me. And I'm going to be getting blocked a lot on the 9s, and I'd like to have this money roll of the 9 back. Yep, there we go. So blue doesn't have a knight, which is a bit unfortunate. And they got the 2 wood. I wonder what they're going to do with the wood. Okay, and they want brick. No, I guess they're trying to expand. I guess blue's next move is road settle to the 6-12 here. Okay, they trade here. Yeah, this is road settle, I think. The little 2. Okay, or they want to go to the 3-1. That makes... Okay. Nicely done. That's a perfect road settle. Now he's got a guaranteed ore in hand, and he's able to trade sheep. So I think black's just trying to win army and road. I think that's their play to win the game. They're trying to do both. So I'm just going to get ready for this message here. Now they got wheat. Yeah, they're 2 wheat and an ore in hand. Let's see. Black wanting the sheep ore to buy even more dev cards. Don't think we can allow that to happen. A little scary. And they buy another dev card. So I don't think there's very much ore on the board left. Now, how do I win this game myself? I can take road for 7, settle for 8, and then, maybe road settle for 9, and city up again. That feels a little too weak, though, especially if the 9 is just going to be blocked the entire time. And then I'm going to offer this to blue. If not, I'm just going to go and jack from him. Okay, let's see if he wants it or not. I think I have to go for blue's ore here, unfortunately. But I really want to also test out black's devs, too. I think most of black's cards are pretty trash for me, is the problem. Yeah, I think blue's ignoring me, so I just have to go for it, unfortunately. It's a 33% chance. Okay. That's really ugly. Yeah, it's a bit frustrating. I wanted to block the 10 in that spot, but also wanted to hunt down the ore. I think maybe the 10 is actually still the best move, since I don't think blue's actually doing that well. And it looks like I'm doing very well, but I don't think I am. Hoping for 7 here would be good. Also not a knight. Oh, he did as a knight. I guess he didn't want to move it when I was on the 9. Interesting. He jacks me here, which makes sense. He 7s out everyone else, which is good. Let's see if he wants his ore here. I think he probably takes for me to hunt down the sheep. I'm going to say black has 2 ore if he wants the ore here. But he's also going to be hunting for sheep. The optimal move is you extort black, you steal from me, or extort me and you steal from black. You want a dev card for sure. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. I am very close since I'm, road army away. But, okay, steals a wheat. That's not bad since now his hand is 3 wheat. I think blue likes this trade. But the thing is, blue didn't make it clear that he's extorting black here. Okay, I think blue should have... that was a mistake by blue slightly. Since he needed to say, like, hey, like, you're giving me that trade, right? Since, yeah, him passing here is not great. So 8 cards for me. Let's see, it's not a knight card. Am I going to get monoed here? Since I'm close to winning the game now. I mean, I hope he steals from me also. If he plays a knight card and steals from me, I'd be very happy because, it takes me under. Yeah, this is a pretty critical turn since I'm almost setting myself up to take road and army at the same time. I don't just win, unfortunately. But I'm close. 9 rolls. That's good. Can I win the game now? No, I don't think so. Since I have to buy largest army for sure. That's something I have to do for sure. So let's do this first. Knight card. Cool. Did I go for another city here? Going for another city makes it so I win with the 9, basically. I can go for road, but problem with going for road is that black simply just takes it from me, and the table is forced to feed me. So I can either do this, get to 9 points, or I can simply say screw it, and then get another dev card. But because black didn't play a single dev card in the last turn, I think he's got a high concentration of victory points. So I don't actually need another knight. I'm going to do this, which seems a bit weird. I don't know if I should actually go for that last point. I think it's worth holding because I can either take road or I can simply, I can either take road, but if I take road, I think my opponent just simply take it back. So I think it's almost worth saving the wood brick just for the road settle here. I think that's the key move. He says save brick and wood. The thing is, if their opponents are tracking, I think you can almost, this should be getting jacked here. Yeah, like first of all, make black play his dev. Since it's a little dangerous too. And also, you have to make sure you can't just outright win the game. And so I think he has got 2 non-knights. And he's also thinking about monoing last turn. Okay. Unfortunate since 7s are rolling, and I'm going to be getting hit. Okay. Let's see. I should be getting jacked here. It's the bot, and the bot's always going to jack me since I'm at 7. Okay. Take the brick. That's good. And now this guy can't be getting any trade to take road. Oh, he still gets road still. I guess maybe last turn I could have dropped 1 road. Okay, orange is back. Okay, cool. With orange back, it means that road's going to be gone for sure. I'm just waiting for a single 9 to be able to make it so I can simply just city up for the last point. Or I can simply just road settle. Both of these are good options. 5 is good. I'm just going to say, we got to watch out for black here because black can actually just road settle for the win. Okay, yeah, they got to be very careful. But black doesn't have enough to road settle. Because they're... Okay, cool. They 4 for 1 for a road. Cool. Interesting. Okay, road building. 8 points. Got it. And they're going to try to connect all the way through. Okay, good. So I have to play this for sure, and an 11 wins me the game. Yeah, I have to play this for sure. Actually, I don't know if this is actually right. That's actually a mistake, I think, because I want to save the knight card to defend my 9. This actually is a slight mistake, I think. And now, I mean, what am I even looking for? I think this makes sense. I don't think blue can ever win. I think this is a fine move. 4 rolls. In this spot, do I have enough? No, I don't have enough, unfortunately. I'm 1 card off. Let's see. Can I do something like this? Yeah, I'm also 1 card off from doing road settle here. Yeah, if I do roads like this, I think it's a big waste of my time, really. If I drop the roads here, I think I should just drop a road here, then pass. I think I just give up on road. I don't think blue can plow me unless all the players funnel their cards there. But I also got to watch out for mono. That's the biggest thing. There's a lot of devs down, and I'm very scared of Monopoly. But I think I'm just waiting for the 9 to roll for the win. Yeah, this is a problem. I mean, black's complaining, but I mean, black, you traded me the 5 for 1, man. Whose fault is that? Let's see. Okay, another 5. That's good and bad because I get monoed for my brick. This is pretty gross. Let's see. Hopefully 7 rolls here. Oh, he has a knight. That's great for me. I guess that means he's only at 7 points. Okay, that's pretty good for me. I think the table could have maybe plowed me. No, there's not enough wood on the board. 12 rolls. Not looking good for my opponents. If I roll 7, I dump 4 cards. I'm left with 2 brick. I don't even win the game with a 7. Only with a non-7. 11? Okay, that's the game for sure. And for flexing's sake, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to take a road here. 1, 2, and then 3. Okay, cool. There we go. 11 points. Nice. There we go. Cool. That was a little bit weird of a game. I mean, at the very start, I got completely plowed by black. I'm like, this is not good. But I also recognize that it's either 1, I'm going to be able to cut off black, or 2, I'm going to be able to cut off black here. And that's also why I wanted the wood, because I knew the early wood is relatively valuable because, you know, I'm in multiple races against black. And black can cut me off here, or black can cut me off here. And also wanted to get this spot. And this brick port actually was very, very pivotal for me to win the game. And I guess maybe, and like, if you had like, you know, 300 IQ, and you had like if you're like a super Catan engine, and you know, you knew every single card, you don't actually want to plow me here as a black, because then you know the only move for me is to plow right back here. And in fact, I think instead, this is weird, but instead of plowing me in that spot, I think maybe it might just be worth it to drop a road here. Actually, I'm not sure. It just, the 8 brick is just really nice and allows me to clean up my game because, you know, the 4 and the 5, you know, turns into free cards, and it turns into a pretty classic and clean Orishi position. And I honestly think too, when black offered the 5 for 1, a 5 for 1 is a little too much. I knew black's hand was stuck in that position, but I think they went from a 3 for 1 to all the way to a 5 for 1. It's a little bit too big of a jump, since I might have said yes to simply a 4 for 1. Or in that spot, instead of giving up 5 cards, I think as black, you might even be better off just holding, just playing it risky, because, you know, trading 5 cards and trading away a city, I don't know. I mean, it's not the worst thing. I think it might be worth it to just do an early game hold and wait for the 10, although it is risky. I think it could be worth it to simply just hold in that spot instead of trading a 5 for 1, but also is, you know, relatively risky. So let's take a look at any other stats. So I bought a total of 3 dev cards with 3 knights. That's pretty nice. I think black bought a total of 4 dev cards. I got road building, which is good for taking and holding road, 2 knights, and what's the last dev card? So there was no mono since these guys would have played it. And then black had a victory point, orange had a victory point, and orange had another road building too. That's probably a pretty bad card for orange here. And I got robbed a total of 8 times, justifiably so. Especially when I get the city here and get the settlement here, that's when this setup starts to truly, truly shine. And I guess the 2 sheep trade with blue for the city, I think that's fine, because the city on the 4 and 11, it just makes the 9 such a money roll. It just makes it so it allows me to get lucky. That's something that people don't think about enough, is how can I manufacture situations for myself to get lucky? Anyways, that's a little bit weird of a game, getting fully plowed and replowing someone else fully. And this spot ended up being much, much better than any of these spots because it allows my Orishi position to be super flexible. And actually, I think that getting that 3rd wood was actually really critical, and it allows me to get this idea of the brick port. Anyway, this win puts me from rank 90 to rank 55. And I'm definitely going to be playing a lot of games in the next 4 days because I keep procrastinating grinding on my ranked games. I'll go on like big streaks of playing games and then I'll stop playing. So I need to, you know, really just grind out a lot of games to be able to make it. It's almost to 2,000. That's a lot of games. I probably have to play at least 20, if not a lot more, to make it to rank 1. 20 games in 4 days, a lot. Anyways, hope you enjoyed that game, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.